Hi, it's Melissa here, and today I'm sharing a layout that I created for the Cut Shop. This was up on the Cut Shop blog on the 11th of October, and I used the You've Been Schooled cut file. Now this cut file is amazing because it has a lot of different files. It has a lot of pieces in it, so there's so much you could do with this, and I think it's really great value for money. So I'm using the Crepe Paper Boys Rule collection, which you all know is, if you watch my videos, is probably my favourite boy collection ever, and I haven't been hoarding it. I just didn't want to make a whole lot of pages about Sam all in a row with it, so that in this album I didn't want it to be suddenly a whole block of this collection, because it is quite distinctive. So I cut out the first day of school, and I cut it quite large because I wanted it to feature as my title, and I also cut out the geotag and I resized it, so one is larger and one is smaller. So here I'm wanting to back the word school, so I'm just going through the paper pad and I'm wanting to pick patterns that have smaller repeating images on them, so that it, when you look at the cut file, you can see what those patterns are. So I wanted something quite neutral for the star, so I've just got this grey pattern. I'm only going to show the backing of the star. Backing cut files is probably pretty boring to watch, and I'm sure you've all seen it done lots of times if you're a YouTube addict like me and love watching other people's process videos. So I just traced around it, and then when I cut it, I cut in from the trace line, and that way it's completely hidden under the cut file. Using my trusty Tombow, I am waiting for, I've ordered a fine line bottle, so I'm really excited to be able to get my hands on that. I know it will make things a lot easier than using a broader tip like this, but this is definitely my favourite glue. So that's all I do, and then, yeah, see, it didn't all come out there, but that's okay, and then just press it down. And what I love about Tombow is it does dry really quick. Now, I'm not perfect. I found it quite hard to back the word school, so all you have to do after is wait till it dries and then just trim off any excess that's come over the edge. So I'm back to using my amazing watercolours, and they've totally revived my love for the packaging technique and mixed media. So I've really been inspired by Missy Whidden, and I love how she just really works the packaging technique and creates stunning layouts. So rather than just do a little bit, I wanted to do a lot on this layout, and because I'd left the majority of that cut file just on the white cardstock, I needed it to pop against a background. So what I did was I looked at the colours in the word school that I'd used, and so I just went through and had a go. I'm no expert by any means, but had a go at mixing my paints to get the colour that suited. And I didn't wait for them to dry in between. I wasn't bothered that the blue and yellow were making green. One thing I would advise though is don't use a piece of packaging that you've used black colour shine on, because it will end up on your layout. So then I went to my mists and I got some colour shine and some Mr. Huey's, and I just did some matching colours of mist so I could drop on. I could have done it with watercolour, but I wanted something a bit more concentrated, something a bit more interesting, and of course I love the way the colour shine has that metallic-y shimmer to it. So I think this is a different day now, so the light isn't that great, I'm sorry, but I left it all to dry, or maybe I came back later in the day. Anyway, I fully left it to dry because I have too many times made layouts and not waited, and then you end up, not only does the paper warp, but when you stick something on top of it and you don't let it dry, you're actually making the warp worse because the adhesive is pulling it. So here this is probably my go-to technique if I'm scraping two photos, just to offset them against each other, and then I'm backing it on some of the other pattern papers in the 6x6 paper pad. So I never got the 12x12 sheets for this collection, I just got the 6x6, or I may have gotten a couple that would work for backgrounds, but for my style of loving layers, I can get a lot out of a 6x6 paper pad. I'm just drinking my coffee. So I loved that this piece had a rip on the top, so I just ripped it just evened it up a bit, and I'm just going to leave it. I love the texture that that adds. And just using my tweezers again to get the backing off that adhesive to save my nails really. So skipped ahead a bit there, but I just used the black kind of graffiti art pattern paper as well. And now I'm just working out where I want to place everything. So that's where I want it, and I did make sure that I had extra colour in the areas of that cut file. So Sam was pretty happy to get another page about him. I'm making a real effort to scrap him more. I think I've shared that before. Just because I scrap my girls all the time. So if this baby is a boy, you'll see a lot more boy pages from me. So this is the ephemera. I got the ephemera pack as well, and there's a ton of bits and pieces in it. So this is just a ticket. I cut it in half, so for one it wouldn't fit under there, and it enables me to use the other half on another part of the layout. Got this little rocket stamp. Very aware not to use things that are too young with Sam because he is 9.5, so he notices. And I think that little arrow said funny face, which I thought was perfect because when I took these photos there was no way he was going to pose seriously for them, so I don't mind that because that's his personality, to be a clown. So here's my geotag, and what I didn't show on camera was I got some of the gems from the pack, the ephemera pack. It had little stars and these gems, and I've just placed them in the centre of the star on the geotag, and also if you look at the grey star on the right, I've placed one of the orangey yellow coloured gems in the centre of that one as well. Thought the red little cut apart was perfect. And I just went through ahead of time and found the bits and pieces that I thought would work for him. So there's little stars in there as well. I don't think you can ever go wrong with stars on a boy page. And that little bit I was playing with there has just got placed with date. And I don't know the date of this photo when I was making this, but you'll see in my final shots at the end that I had gone and found it. Because one thing that really irritates me, because I have honestly probably got over 100 layouts that need to go into albums, and the worst thing is when you come to one of your layouts and you haven't dated it, because I store everything chronologically in my albums and it's a real pain to have to go back and try and find a date. I must admit my pile's getting rather intimidating, and I really just need to sort through it and do it. So there I've placed that other piece of that ticket, and it's pretty subtle, but I really want to get things used up in my stash, so it's good to get it down. And here I'm just backing the cut file. It's a bit fiddly with all little holes in the first day of part, but it's worth it to go through and just put adhesives on it in all the places that you want. So I want it to be overlapping my photos, or my photo, and also onto that watercolour. So I'm really happy with how it's looking. This is a really busy layout for me. I think probably most of my layouts are quite busy. And it's a bit chaotic, but I think it reflects, after 6 weeks of holidays, which is what we have for our summer holidays. School starts in February each year, and first day is a bit chaotic. It's back to routine after having all those weeks off and just, lazing around in the sun. So I think it kind of reflects that as well with my messy background. So I found some parts of that star just needed a bit more adhesive, and then I was a bit indecisive about where to put the geotag, but I am wanting to create a triangle of sorts with those gems, so that was the logical place was to put it down there, and that also provides some space for my journaling. It's like a header really, I guess, for my journaling. So this is the sticker sheet, and I've got a little S for Sam, just working out where to put it, and in the end the photo is the best place for it. And then with the arrow that I've popped up under the word school, I just want to add 2016. So he's a year 5 this year, and the year is nearly over, so it's taken me a while to get these photos scrapped. And the thing is, what I love about keeping school photos until the States are in autumn is because that's when you'll go back to school. And so if you wait, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere and you wait, there's often good products, or for example a cut file. If I'd scrapped this earlier in the year, I wouldn't have had access to that cut file. So it is worth, in some instances, waiting for the season that the products come out in. So I've done the same with autumn, because I'm for fall. I'm loving the look of some of the collections and things you can get for fall and autumn. So I've kept photos purposefully to scrap now, rather than scrap them in our autumn or your spring. So I found some stars. Like I said, stars are great. And a buoy layout, and it kind of replicates the fact I've got a star, well 3 stars actually, because the geotags are made up of stars. So adding a couple more, and that goes with the red star on top of rad as well. I think that little banner said hello. It was perfect for that cheeky photo. And then I just felt like I needed something at the top. I had originally put, they were like comic strip banners, but didn't quite work. But the sticker ones did, so I've just stuck them down and then adhered them extra with the staples just for a bit of texture. And that, I think, finishes up my layout, except for some black colour shine. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this process. I have some more videos coming. I've got 6 weeks to go in the pregnancy now, so I'm getting pretty excited. Do head on over to the Cut Shop Etsy shop and check out the cut files, and also to the Cut Shop blog, and I'll put the link below. So have an awesome week, and I'll be back again soon. Take care.